It's Jessie.
And Shara.
And today we're going to be doing a story time.
It is the story time about how I found out that my recent ex-boyfriend cheated on me.
So the first thing we're going to talk about is a little bit of it, like why we were texting what we did. So first we were doing...
First, we're not going to call anyone by their real name. We're going to call my ex David.
Okay. So first we were texting him like a prank. And
she was doing a lot of pranks with this girl who we're going to call Gia. And it was really cool, and they were having a lot of fun. So I was like, hey, why don't we do like a innocent, fun prank on my then boyfriend?
And so we did like a joke texting hotline thing. It was Laffy Taffy jokes, and the first thing we texted was, you have subscribed to the joke texting hotline. Text now for your first joke. Text delete to unsubscribe, and he texted now, so we texted the jokes. And then after a little while of that, he eventually was asking us, like, he was saying, are you a girl? He was saying, like, he wouldn't be mad at us if we were a girl, and it was just a prank, and, like...
really weird, and it, like, I wouldn't have thought anything of it if it wasn't for the fact that he was acting different around me. Like, we used to text and Facebook all the time, and whenever we messaged each other, he would respond immediately, and he just never messaged me anymore. And even when I, like, messaged him, it would take him, like, an hour to respond, if he ever did. And at school, we would just never see each other, and we were like those couple that when we would see each other every single day, and when we left, we would hug each other goodbye. And he would never see me, like, he would avoid me, and when we actually did speak, he started shaking my hand goodbye.
Yeah.
Which is very weird.
Yeah, so then we got this girl, Gia, to text him, and it was just a prank. It was a little innocent thing. So we were waiting for church, as you do.
On Fridays.
Yeah, and so when we were sitting outside waiting,
we were doing, like, really old memes, like that.
Do you like pancakes?
Yes, I like pancakes. We were doing that.
And then we did, like, do you like tacos and stuff like that. And then eventually he asked, are you a girl? And just to see where it went, we decided to say, yeah.
And we were, like, talking about, like, yeah, we're at your school and all the thing. And he started flirting with her. And I was like, okay, that's a little weird. But then the van came, so we're like, let's just, you know, let it go. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But one thing that happened that was really, really, really odd, was that he's, like, talking about, like, he mentioned that he might go out with her, and because it was a Friday, there wasn't school on the weekend, and he's like, on Monday.
Well, we had asked him, like, because just to see what would happen, we asked him, will you go out with me? And he was like, I don't know. And we said, just give it a shot. And he was like, on Monday, meet me at the Ag building. And
I was not there when they did that.
You were just up front, and we were in the back.
But I wasn't there, and I did not have any say in what they were saying. So this girl, Gia, was flirting with him, but he was flirting first, and he was going really, really far. So... yeah. And she knew that I wouldn't break up with him unless there was, like, because, you know, I'm weird. So yeah. She knew I wouldn't break up with him unless it was like, yeah, I'll go out with you. So she's like, okay, so will you go out with me?
And he said, meet me by the Ag building, and I'll just tell you on Monday.
Like, if I'm there, then that's a yes.
Yeah.
And I'm in high school, and a lot of high schools don't have this, but my high school has the Ag building, and I am a part of it. So I thought that was very weird, because he would never see me at the Ag building. Like, I was like, oh, why don't you just go to the Ag building and meet me? He's like, no, not going there. Never. And he went there once for me. And then he just, you know, avoided me.
So, we said, well, me and Gia said, can you decide now? He says, I'm not sure. And then later on, we went into the church, and he goes to the church with us.
I don't know a lot of what would happen because I wasn't there for some of it, but I do have all the texts so I can put those up. I haven't read all of them, though.
Yeah. So then we walk into the church, and we had to walk by David. And he said something to her that was a little bit off.
He made this really weird face, because originally we got moved 3 times. So the second time we were moved close, like right next to him, and it made it a little bit awkward because I knew that he was flirting with some other girl, and it made me uncomfortable. And he turned to me and he made this weird face. He's like, "I feel good today," and it was like he said it in the weirdest tone ever. And I was like, I made a okay, and then we had to move again, so we left him.
Yeah. So that was like in the middle of the church, and then at the end of the church, we got onto the van.
Well, wasn't he still texting you during church, though?
Yeah, he was just saying like, "Oh, I don't know what to do," and like a bunch of other stuff. And then right when we got onto the van, we received some texts. So Gia said hi.
Well, technically, he was cheating on me the whole time, though.
Yes.
Because, like, he was like...
He said yes while we were in the church to going out with her. And then Gia said hello. And he said hi, and she was talking to him. And then he said, "I love you," to her. And
she said that she can't love someone that she's not going out with. So he goes, "Then I guess we're dating."
Yeah.
And then they were talking, and I guess someone took the phone. I think we're going to call him Isaac?
Yeah, Isaac.
And that's when he said that me and David
we had
broke
already
up.
told him that it was like a prank.
And David said that me and him broke up to Isaac. Isaac is a guy that we know. That's not his real name. And he's a really good guy, and he got angry because we were all in this church van, which might seem a little sketchy, but we go every Friday. This was a new place that we were going to. It was really cool. Dog's house. So much fun.
Yeah.
And so he was getting angry, and he was telling him off, and he's like, "No, it's okay, because me and Shara broke up." And I texted him, like, "Oh, so we're broken up now?" And he's like, "What are you talking about? Who told you that? I love you."
Yeah, so that was obviously really sketchy. And then John got the phone. John, again, is not his real name. And he was, like, yelling, and he said he was going to beat him up. We had to take the phone from him because he was going to text, like, some...
No one actually hurt him really bad, but he's been avoiding me. He does spam me sometimes on Facebook now. But that's a totally different story.
I was told not John, I was told Isaac went up to him, but I'm not sure if it really happened.
I don't know, because I haven't seen him.
Yeah, so... Molly, once again, not a real name, was also really mad. She was threatening to beat him up. So with John and Isaac, and
I think this is cool because Molly wasn't even my friend. Like, we don't talk. It's her friend. So I was like, all these people that I don't really know were like, "Oh my gosh, that's so horrible. We need to beat him up." And I'm just like, oh, like this is like I was really sad. So I wasn't like smiling or anything. Like I was like about to cry, but like. Thinking about it now, it's like, this is so cool. Like, they're so motivational, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you don't need him. Like, you're so much better."
But Sarah was telling us not to, and that she was like, "Oh, Shara wouldn't want that, and Shara wouldn't want you guys to beat him up, and she wouldn't approve of that."
Didn't I tell you to go ahead? Yeah, I was really upset. So Isaac was like, "I'm gonna beat him up." And I'm like, I don't really know. And then like. This was, like, he did this before I saw the text, like, he saw it before me, and then I got the text, and I'm like, yeah, go ahead. You can beat him up.
He, like, continued claiming that they had broken up and everything, and at the same time telling her that she wasn't.
That got me so angry, because he had never texted me so fast before. Like, he just did not text me for a very long time, and I have suspicion that he was cheating on me with people, because I've seen some... things.
And a lot of people.
It wasn't like
didn't you say
proof.
A lot of people at school had already thought you guys had broken up or something?
Yeah, people were coming up to me and they're like, "Oh, did you guys break up?" And I was like, "No, we didn't break up. Why?" And then they just like ran away without saying anything. And I thought that was weird because even my friend she was like, "Oh, when did you guys break up?" And I was like, we didn't break up. And she's like, okay, something weird is happening. I don't want to be the one to tell you. So it was sketchy. Very, very sketchy before it happened. Like, I didn't even tell you that happened.
But, so, basically, he was still saying they were broken up and all that, and we were like, we are friends with her. She's my sister. We know you didn't break up. And so, basically, everyone was threatening to kill David and everything. And then we got home, and Gia came upstairs to my house, because she lives right near us. And she came into my room, and we were talking, and then we called him, and we're, like, yelling at him.
He was, like, spamming me. It was just spamming me, like, oh my gosh, I didn't cheat on you, I didn't cheat on you, I didn't do it, I didn't do it. And I sent, like, she sent me the text, so I sent them to him, and he's like, that wasn't me. And
he was like, claiming it was his friend, but...
I was there when he texted some of it.
We saw him texting, and also, how would your friend have your phone for 4 hours? And you would, even if you saw it, and, like, yelled at their friend, why wouldn't you intervene? His phone. Yeah, like, we saw him with the phone. Even if it was your friend, why wouldn't you intervene at all?
We saw him texting for some of it. Some of the parts that were most definitely cheating.
Yeah. Where he agreed to go out with her, where he said he loved her, all that. We saw him texting that. So, those were, like, the main parts.
Not agreeing to go out with me. Agreeing to go out with Gia.
Yeah. So, we came upstairs, Gia and I took turns yelling at him, basically. And he kept saying that it wasn't him, and all this, and then eventually we just blocked him, and he's been texting her on Facebook, but they broke up.
Didn't block him on Facebook, but
yeah.
It's not, like, a big deal, because he just ignored me at school. The main purpose of this story is to tell you...
I thought he was going to Florida.
He, for some reason, isn't moving, which actually is another sketchy thing. He kept telling me, like, oh, I'm moving to Florida soon, I'm moving to Florida. Like, that's the only time he would talk to me when he's like, oh, I'm moving to Florida.
And he hasn't left.
So, the main moral of the story is, if your boyfriend starts being very distant and just not talking to you or anything, something is probably wrong, and, if something doesn't feel right in your relationship, it's okay to break up, or, like, for me, I'm not the type to break up, so I wanted to make sure that my feelings were okay. But it might be better to just break up, because you might get hurt. This was the story about David, and there are little details, like, my friend Cecilia was getting really angry, because she knew him, like, we all knew him, and we thought he was a good guy, but, like, we saw him when he was doing this.
Yeah.
So, it was a very weird eye-opener. Like, I never expected it would happen, because he was a really great guy. Like, he got me this for Valentine's Day.
Along with these.
Really, this is a weird part.
So this is the pink rose that lights up. And
like, he was really cool, and he got me so much stuff for Valentine's Day.
And he got her, like, chocolates and everything, and he got her lollipops for Christmas, all that. And
he was, like, really sweet and amazing. And when we started dating, he's like, I will never cheat on you because I know what it feels like. Which I thought was weird that he would say that. I was like, okay, whatever. And, I mean, I should have realized it was weird that he felt the need to tell me I would never cheat on you when I'd never accused him of doing it in the first place. But, like I said, if anything feels weird in your relationship and you don't feel comfortable in it, it's okay to end it. Bye, guys.
Bye.